Have you thought about starting a landscape photography project and not sure where to start? Perhaps you've been stuck at home and you're so used to traveling and capturing those wide, grand vistas. In this video, we're going to talk about it. Hi, I'm Adrian, a nature and outdoor photographer, and today we're going to talk about why you should start your own landscape photography project. Welcome back everyone. I'm here today again on the Mornington Peninsula to share with you my first steps in my photography project. If you're like me, you might be stuck in a creative rut or lacking direction and purpose in your photography. Or perhaps you're used to traveling overseas to other destinations or even interstate, and at the moment that's quite challenging. There are many photography projects you can consider, including the one I did with my iPhone a few weeks ago where I was out in the forest like today and taking photographs with just my iPhone. I'll leave a link in the description below so you can check that video out as well. Other types of projects you consider, you may have heard about, are things like the 365-day project, where you take a photograph every single day for 365 days. There's also the 12 in 12, one photograph every month for 12 months. Theme projects, so a certain type of subject, which is kind of what I'm working on at the moment. There's also things like potentially picking a certain colour, only taking photographs and then converting them into black and white. There's other things like photography challenges, so taking 5 photographs when you go out, or even maybe 10. Perhaps check out a new technique you haven't used, such as a pano. Potentially try a new Lightroom editing technique. There are lots of different types of projects to keep you really inspired. And perhaps my two most favourite, which I might give a go once I finish these two projects, is trying a different type of landscape. So stepping into the urban landscape, or potentially keeping it really simple and filming a day in the life of a landscape photographer. Let's talk about clear focus. Being constrained to a certain type of photography or genre of photography can bring great clarity. For me, I've chosen to photograph the local forests and woodlands here on the Mornington Peninsula, an area that's famed for its ocean beaches and seaside hamlets. And I really want to showcase the local forests and trees and hikes that are available for others to explore through my photography. A clear focus on what I'm photographing and why I'm able to stop asking myself those endless questions. What am I going to photograph this weekend? By the way, if you're getting value out of this video, hit the like button and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. And let me know in the comments below if you've decided on the photography project you'd like to get started. Alright, so let's talk about setting goals. So you need to take some time to reflect and set goals for your project. Like any focus or things you're working towards, it's really important to take some time out and set some goals and parameters for your project. Things you might want to consider are how many images you want to take, when you're going to schedule time to take those images, how much time you need to set aside to complete the images. For me, I like the idea of taking a series of images over the next 12 months in the local native forest, which, as we go throughout the year in the different types of seasons, I'll get different types of images. I'm really trying to build up a body of work that I can be proud of, that celebrates the biodiversity of the area that I live in, really encourages others to see the region in a different light and encourage them to explore more locally. So let's talk about being passionate. Committing to a photography project is really time consuming. It's important that you commit to a topic you're passionate about to avoid losing interest. Passion and deep interest in the subject will help you stay focused when things don't go as planned. I know for myself when I started this project a little while back that I had a couple of clear locations that I really wanted to shoot. I was aware of my why and how much I really wanted to showcase this local region. However, when I got home and I edited those images, I wasn't in love with them as I was when I was out here on location. But as it's a project that I was passionate about, I knew I had to come back and reshoot the scene. So is your story worth more than one image? In the social media driven world that we live in, chasing that one banger image, that one epic sunrise, sunset, even myself chasing some of the amazing forestry scenes that I have seen, is it really worth more than one image? And considering whether, whilst a picture may tell 1,000 words, could a series of images better convey the story that you're trying to tell? Looking back over the images I've captured over the last few years, I can see a collection of work that, whilst I'm very proud of, lacks direction and purpose. Committing to a project can help bring cohesion and storytelling to your photography. Even now, as photographers come to realize that Instagram is very much about video and a single image will not generate the engagement it once would. A project can help piece together a better story, share more meaningful content, and connect with people at a deeper level. The great thing about a project is it will really help you improve your own photography. Really honing in on one subject and the repetition of capturing images around that same subject will help move your photography forward. And I don't just mean from a technical execution point of view, but understanding your own creativity. Learning how to find meaning in your work and expressing your own voice will help you thrive as a photographer or a creative. I know for me, the forest and woodland photography, I've had the opportunity to continually improve my own creativity and how I can convey the stories I want to tell in the images I want to make. Even with these beautiful birds in the background. They're very noisy this morning. And whilst I encourage you to put a time limit on how long it takes you to complete your project, the great thing is once you're done with this project, you can start on another, perhaps on the ones I suggested earlier. You continue to be a lifelong learner. And for all of us as photographers, that is the enjoyment of pursuing this craft, even with those birds. Today we've talked about why you should consider starting your own landscape photography project, which will not only help you improve your work, but more importantly, fill you with a sense of accomplishment and help you find your own creative voice. Want to learn more about my project, you can watch the video here. As always, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.